Welcome to the episode of the Aggregates Europe UBG podcast, this time from the Global Aggregates Information Network meeting in Cordoba, Argentina. My guest for this edition is Xu Beibei from the China Aggregates Association CAA. Beibei has extensive knowledge of the Chinese aggregates market and is in charge of international communication. Welcome, Beibei. Now, the figures are impressive. China has produced 16.8 billion tons of aggregates in 2023, is the world's largest producer, but this is a decline of about 20% from almost 20 billion tons in 2020. China has also reduced the number of extraction sites from more than 56,000 to 13,000 within 10 years. That means China is producing more than 5 times the tonnage of Europe on less than half the sites we have in Europe, where we count 26,000. Your largest quarries are truly mega sites with about 100 million tons produced per year. Based on these figures, Beibei, what is the average transport distance for aggregates in China?
China has a vast territory with different sand and gravel resource endowments in different geographical locations and has different ways of transportation of aggregates, including waterway, railway and roads. Waterway transportation has obvious advantages: large transportation capacity, long transportation distance up to 2,000 kilometers by sea, and low costs. Waterway transportation requires rivers and dock connections. It usually cannot reach the project site at one time and needs to be transferred from water to road. The advantages of railway transportation are large transportation volume, fast speed, lower cost, with a transportation range of 150 to 500 kilometers. The disadvantage is that aggregates producers often do not have dedicated railway lines, complicating the loading and unloading process. The advantages of road transportation are flexibility, high efficiency and strong adaptability, but its range is limited to 150 kilometers. Hubei, a major province for the production and application of machine-made sand and gravel, is an important aggregates raw material base in the middle and lower reaches of the Yangtze River. Along the Yangtze River, there are waterway transport conditions such as Huanghang, Huangxi, Xiangning in eastern Hubei, Jingsu, Yichang, Xiangyang in central Hubei, which are adjacent to the Yangtze River, Golden Waterway and Han River. And aggregates producers mainly rely on waterway to transport their products. However, in the northern inland areas of China, there is a lack of waterway transport conditions, and most of them rely on road transport. In recent years, as China promotes transportation restructuring, railway transport of aggregates has gradually emerged.
With these long transport distances, how do you avoid transport-related carbon emissions?
In order to reduce carbon emissions during the transportation of aggregates, China has enforced strict low-carbon emission policies in recent years. In November 2019, the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology and 10 other departments jointly issued the guidance document, Several Opinions on Promoting the High-Quality Development of the Aggregates Industry. In March 2020, the National Development and Reform Commission and 15 other departments jointly issued the guiding options on promoting the healthy and orderly development of the aggregates industry. The Action Plan for Comprehensive Control of Air Pollution in the Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei region and surrounding areas, and the Fen River and Wei River Plain in the 2020-2021 autumn and winter, issued in 2020, made clear regulations and rules on the construction of dedicated railway lines for aggregates enterprises. Local governments have introduced green transportation for aggregates. Since the notice on the 14th five-year plan for the construction of the Beijing-Taijing-Hebei Ecological and Environmental Support Zone in Hebei Province emphasizes the need to promote transformation from road to rail transportation, focusing on bulk cargo transportation and promoting the development of rail water, road rail, and other multimodal transportation. The 2022 Action Plan for Beijing to strengthen the battle against pollution prevention and control requires the promotion of green aggregates production bases, and it requires that cement and aggregates products should be transported by rail, and new energy vehicles or trucks that meet the National 6 emission standards should be used for road transportation. China's aggregates industry is actively building a green transportation system by taking advantage of waterway transport, promotes the integrated development of transportation modes such as from road to rail, from road to waterway, conveyor belt and waterway transportation, and multimodal. It optimizes the structure, reducing carbon emissions and costs. By using renewable energy such as wind, solar, LNG, and promoting new energy trucks, environmental pollution and carbon emissions in the production and transportation of aggregates can be reduced. Optimizing transportation has reduced environmental pollution and carbon emission costs, expanded sales radius, and solved the problem of uneven distribution of China's raw material resources, and alleviated the imbalance between regional supply and demand. China also uses conveyor belts. For example, the Guixian hydropower project on the Yellow River, which is under construction, uses aggregates from Heijin City, Shaanxi province, about 65 kilometers away from the dam site. To ensure fast, eco-friendly and safe delivery, the project built a 64.75-kilometer tunnel in which the world's longest and China's largest bulk conveyor transportation system was laid. Advanced innovation measures like robot inspection, remote video, and sensor real-time monitoring were adopted in the tunnel to ensure the efficient, fast, safe, and reliable operation of this supply.
Thank you, Baby. These measures which you just mentioned and technologies, they sound impressive, but are they financially affordable for companies facing a fierce competition with declining production?
In recent years, China has accelerated industrial restructuring and promoted sustainable economic development. China's demand for aggregates has declined, leading to increased market competition and reduced profits for some companies. However, the production capacity of new aggregates projects has grown significantly, demonstrating companies' resilience. As China continues to strengthen environmental protection, some companies may face the risk of being merged, reorganized, or even become bankrupt. However, overall, this is conducive to market structural adjustment and sustainable development. Current fluctuations in the industry have made companies more cautious in investing in quarries and mines. The downward trend will not last for long. In the long run, as an important building material resource with the largest consumption, the future outlook of aggregates industry is still relatively optimistic.
In Europe, we have a Net Zero Industry Act promoting renewable energy production. Tell me about the projects you are having in China to reduce the carbon footprint of the aggregates industry.
To address climate change and reduce greenhouse gas emissions, in September 2020, the Chinese government set clear goals to reach carbon peak by 2030 and achieve carbon neutrality by 2060, and successfully issued relevant work opinions and action plans, which clarified the goals and provided a guide to action for the green and low-carbon development of China's various industries. To implement the National Development Agenda and to achieve China's carbon peak by 2030 and carbon neutrality by 2060 goals, the China Aggregates Association issued the proposal on promoting carbon reduction in the aggregates industry for the entire Chinese aggregates industry in February 2021, which proposed 3 initiatives: shoulder responsibility for carbon emission reduction in the aggregates industry, adhere to green development and promote cleaner production, develop green technology and strengthen scientific and technological innovation. On March 2022, the CAA released the Chinese solution to achieve green and low-carbon transformation in the aggregates industry, offering guidelines and methods for the industry to achieve carbon peak and carbon neutrality. The proposal and solution were well received, and now our companies have achieved remarkable results in green and low-carbon development. The China Aggregates Association is also actively promoting carbon footprint standards for aggregates production, processing and use to help producers to reduce carbon emissions.
According to that policy, the Chinese aggregates industry should be carbon neutral by 2060. Are you reasonably comfortable reaching this target, and where do you see major obstacles?
Although there are challenges in reducing carbon emissions and achieving carbon neutrality, such as low energy efficiency, large resource losses, low recovery rates, and the technology that needs to be improved, it is essential for China's aggregates industry to pursue these goals. The industry must transform and upgrade, innovate production technology, strengthen the use of low-carbon and eco-friendly technologies, introduce low-carbon equipment to help reduce the consumption of resources, water and electricity, improve environmental protection, and thus achieve low-carbon and sustainable development of the industry.
Thank you very much, Baby. That was very interesting. We learned a lot and we'll continue to learn within the Global Aggregates Information Network and also from China. And thank you for the very good cooperation.